Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Taupe Kicks.com, and today I'm going to quickly show you how to identify the fake Jordan 5 Stealth. Now, the shoe came out on Saturday the 27th, and it cost about $190. And I actually didn't know that fakes were out until this morning when I was doing my routine checkup, and I saw that they had fakes out. So I was like, you know what, let me just write an article real quick to show you how to identify it. I don't have the shoes on hand, but this was an easy one to do because the flaws are so obvious that I just had to do it for you. Now, a lot of time I get a lot of criticism from people because they're saying, hey, you don't have the shoes on hand, how can you tell? Now, if you've been doing this for a long time, you can kind of figure out what to look for. And I've done a lot of fives, I've done a lot of different shoes, so I kind of know what I'm looking for when it comes to these things, okay? Again, this is not an exhaustive list, so I'm just trying to help you guys out. So those that enjoy it, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share this content. If you don't, just move along, and if you have any contribution, it's more than welcome. So the first thing you want to do is always you want to smell the shoe. This is our preliminary steps. You want to make sure you smell the shoe because most fakes have that strong glue smell. And the next thing you also want to do is you want to ask for a proof of purchase. Most people now, if you buy a shoe from a store, you're gonna have the receipt. Okay, don't tell me you don't have a receipt, because most likely you're gonna have some kind of receipt to show that what you have is authentic. Now, these are just like some steps to kind of prevent being duped. Now, let's look at flaws and the flaws that I discovered when I was doing this morning. Okay, the first thing you want to look at is this. If you look at the shoe, both shoes that I looked at were size 8.5. The authentic is 8.5 and the fake is 8.5. So I want to do that because I want to make sure I'm consistent with the flaws that I'm looking at. Now, if you look at number one here, the gap between the netting area and the eye stay is much smaller on the authentic pair. Okay, if you look at it, I'm going to give you a closer. See, that gap here is smaller on the authentic pair than it is on the fake one. Number two, you see how this is pointing here, like this netting area. The edge is like really pointy as opposed to the one on the fake pair, which is more flat and curvy here. Now, number three, the double stitching. The stitching is there's a little slighter, wider gap on the authentic pair. And if you look at number four here, the shark tooth, the second set extends, like if it falls, if you draw a line there, it falls in between the double stitching. Look at what happened on the fake pair. It's outside of it and it's behind it. Okay, number five, the bottom. Okay, now if you look at it, you can tell this is like clear, it's not too blue, but here it's like bluish purple. That blue is just too pronounced. The shade is too dark. Now if you look at the black portion of this shark tooth here, it extends further on the authentic pair. Here there's a sudden abrupt gap. You can see it just stops. This is supposed to go all the way up here. It doesn't do that on the fake pair. If you look at the spacing between the panel overlay and the forefoot overlay, the gap is smaller on the fake pair and wider on the authentic. And if you look at the leather, look at that leather here, it's like elevated and it's really rough. You can kind of see that there's like an inch or an inch and a half higher. Here it's kind of like flat. It almost seems as if it's like uniform. Okay, and look at the gap here. All right. So again, this is just the side. Then we're going to look at the next set of picture, the back. The back is always an area that is screwed up for the most part. If you look, again, both shoes are size 8.5, so they should technically have the same features. But if you look at the authentic, the legs of the Jumpman spread wider. Like the split here is much wider on the authentic, and then the spacing between the bottom of the edge and the edge here, the midsole, and the Jumpman itself is much smaller on the authentic. Fake, you can see the spacing here. Again, these are both size 8.5, so they should technically have the same features. And look at the spacing between the ball and this overlay, the edge of the overlay here. Much smaller on the authentic, much wider on the fake. And if you look at the belly of the fake pair, Jumpman is like sticking out a little bit. The hand and the fingers are not the same. So this is another one. And then, now this is where actually you don't even have to go through the steps that I went through. But they have totally messed up the style number. Like it's supposed to be DD0587 140 on the authentic. On the fake one, they have a totally different ones. Okay, UPC is not the same. I don't know how they screwed this up so bad. Like I don't know how they did that. See, this UPC code is 1949532 87325. Here 194-532 87479. The UPC is not the same. Even the production factory is not the same. SQ here, the production date is totally different. They just screwed this up big time. And then the last thing we're gonna look at is the box. The box, again, they messed up the box. You can kind of see what's going on here. They have like the wrong label on the fake pair is 440888140, and on the authentic again is DD0587140. The print here, look at the 8.5 is much bolder on the authentic. Look at what happened. This is caps, this is not. They totally screwed that up big time. So these are the things that you want to look for. Okay, this is it. Now if you want to buy authentic pairs, I will have a link for you in the description. Be sure to check that out. Again, thanks for watching. This is Ty from Master Kicks, and as a matter of fact, I worked on several other articles. Like I did one on the Carmine 6. I will probably put it up on YouTube sometimes. I did one on the Midnight Navy, the Taupe Haze 4, the Thunder 4. So there's a lot that I did, so you may want to check that out. Again, every Tuesday from now on, I'm going to be working on my projections. On Wednesday, possibly I'm going to do the real versus fake. On Thursday, you may want to check my store. And on Tuesday, like I said, the projections. All right? Again, thanks for watching. This is Ty from Master Kicks. Stay tuned for more stuff. Thank you.